seat, sip some wisdom, and stay a while. This is the Prosperity Lounge, where growth gets personal. Step inside. We're breaking.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Prosperity Lounge. We are here live in studio, getting ready for the top of the hour show, which is starting in about a minute or so. Dr. Colin, Dr. Carey are here from Haven Chiropractic and Wellness. This show's going to crack me up, I'm telling you. I'm going to have a lot of puns going on tonight. So, how y'all doing tonight? You good?
Doing great.
Sweet. Awesome. So we're going to have some fun. If you've got questions for them, please put it in the chat. We'll get to it when we can. Our moderators will take care of all that. And if you're here for the first time, thank you. Make sure you, as the kids say, like and subscribe. We got 1 minute to go. 1 minute to go. Eventually, Vance will just look at me like I'm supposed to be on the air. Not tell me. Yep, there's the theme song. Most people think chiropractic care is about one thing, cracking backs. What if it's actually about something bigger? What if it's about restoring movement, improving how their body functions, and helping people live healthier lives? And what if the same principles that help people could also help animals? I'm excited, guys. Tonight inside the Prosperity Lounge, we're talking about the science behind chiropractic care and how it supports the nervous system, and why more people, and even their pets, are turning to it for better health. Good evening and welcome to the Prosperity Lounge, where hope meets freedom. I'm Joey Ruffalo, best-selling author, business growth strategist, and financial coach who helps business owners uncover hidden revenue and helps families take back control of their finances. Each week we talk about money, mindset, business, and wellness because, prosperity isn't just about your bank account. It's about freedom in every area of your life. If you'd like to connect with the show, ask questions, or join our community, head over to www.theprosperitylounge.com. And there it's free. I always say it's a free community, and it is free. It really is free. So get in there, ask questions, connect with others, some free resources, free downloads. Just get plugged in. It's the first step to changing your wherever you've been. Here you go. You can also watch the show live on our YouTube channel and jump into the chat and be part of the conversation. We are also, for the first time tonight, live streaming on Twitch. I guess that's where the cool kids are. So we'll be there as well because we are part of that cool crowd. Tonight's show is sponsored by Bello Business Solutions. Bello Business Solutions make business make sense. Contact Bello Business Solutions. Use that code, Make Business Make Sense, for a free consultation today. Protect your business. Get in there. And if you even have a business idea and you're looking to get started, they will help you. And of course, our friends over at LaPera Insurance. Call Joe LaPera at 865-252-0480. Email Joe at jlapera, that's JLAPERA, at farmersagent.com. Use the promo code JRRadio. The first 10 quotes this month get a free gift card. I don't know what to wear. I don't know how much. Get a quote and find out. Now, Joe's a good guy. Check him out. We also have a couple other sponsors that we're checking in on. We have our sponsors over at Logos. Logos. Study smarter with the #1 Bible study tool. Starting today, get a 60-day trial using the code on the screen. So if you're watching, scan that code. If you're going to go back later, make sure you click on it and it's 60-day free trial. Not 30 like normal, 60 days for our Prosperity Lounge listeners. And finally, Pure and Easy Tea. Revitalize your body, refresh your mind, nourishing wellness one steep at a time. Use that promo code on the screen and click on our link in our description for a special offer and special rates for our Prosperity Lounge listeners. Thank you, everyone. And as always, you can support the stream by going on that link that's on the screen and buying me a coffee. I got to say it. It's there. People have been asking me. I put one up finally. Whatever. There it is, guys. All right. Now that that's out of the way, the fun can get started. My guests tonight are Dr. Colin and Dr. Carrie Hickey, the founders of Haven Chiropractic and Wellness. Dr. Colin's journey into chiropractic started after he spent a summer shadowing nearly 70 different careers. Man, he did not have a fun summer, I guess. Searching for something that truly felt like a calling. The moment he stepped into a chiropractic office, he saw patients walking in hurting and leave feeling better, hopeful, and smiling. And he knew he had found it. Dr. Carrie's path began growing up on a farm with a deep love for animals. She originally thought she'd become a veterinarian, but after discovering chiropractic, everything clicked. Yes, that was intentional. Her passion only grew stronger after her dog Daisy experienced a vaccine reaction and benefited from chiropractic care, inspiring her to help both people and animals through chiropractic. The two men at Palmer College of Chiropractic bonded over their shared passion for health and healing and eventually created Haven Chiropractic and Wellness, where they now help animals, families, pets, everyone live healthier lives. Dr. Colin, Dr. Carrie, thanks for pulling up a chair and welcome to the Prosperity Lounge.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. I'm excited. So I want to talk about your journey. 70 different careers.
Yeah.
What was number 2?
Nothing. I did not enjoy that summer because I did not enjoy any of those jobs. And that's why chiropractic was such an eye-opener for me, is when I finally walked in, that 71st place was like, oh, thank goodness I actually found something.
That's awesome. What was it about walking in there and figuring out exactly what you enjoyed? I mean, it said here, people coming in crooked and creaked, and then they walking out straight and happy.
Yeah, and that's something that was really bugging me with a lot of the jobs that I was shadowing was really none of them helped people, one, be healthier, but also be happier, right? And so when I finally walked into there, people were really struggling going into that office. People were, grabbing their backs like you always see on TV.
Mm-hmm.
And it finally clicked for them when they got adjusted. They were walking straighter. They were smiling because they felt better. And none of the other jobs really had that. It was a lot of people at computers that were unhappy, or, I did have some experience with things like working at a restaurant and things like that. And that really didn't find a passion for me. So finally, eventually, chiropractic had that perfect mix for me of being able to actually help people while also making them happier at the same time.
Interesting. How old were you at this point?
I was between sophomore and junior year of college, so had to be around 19 or 20.
Okay, so really up there. Like, it wasn't like high school going around, picking a career day kind of thing. It's just where like I have to make a decision, guys.
Yeah, and I had a wild array of things that I was interested in at the time. I was a film major at one point, believe it or not. So there was a very large amount of things that I was interested in, but nothing that I really had that passion in until I found chiropractic.
Now, your journey, Dr. Carey, is a little different. You wanted to be around animals. You grew up around pets. You wanted to be a veterinarian, so you're kind of in the health field already. And then the experience with your dog kind of changed your direction of where you wanted to go in that field. So tell me a little bit about that. Tell me a little bit about the experience of seeing that and then seeing the results of the treatment.
Yeah. So I always knew I wanted to be in the health field. I wanted to be a doctor of some type. I loved schooling, so this was, no big deal for me.
Okay.
But I remember I didn't really know I wanted anything about chiropractic before I actually went to chiropractic school. I had never been adjusted, never saw anything about it. I shadowed one once, didn't really understand it, take it seriously. My mom told me to pray about it, ask for direction. I was like, okay, Mom, whatever. But I did it. And then a month later, I ended up applying to chiropractic school. I got in early, started that program. And then I adopted a dog, and she had diarrhea when I got her.
Okay.
And that was a solid 2 weeks.
Oh boy.
Which, you know, you try all the things, the rice, the chicken, the
Mhm.
pumpkin, and literally nothing worked.
Ooh.
And then Colin said, hey, my friend is in chiropractic school to be an animal chiropractor. Why don't you have her adjusted? And I was like, what's that going to do?
Okay.
So I had no faith in it at that point, which was ridiculous because I knew what chiropractic could do. But one adjustment later, there was no more diarrhea.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I was amazed.
So you said something there I got to go back to.
Yeah.
Colin told you about animal chiropractic. So you guys, I said it here, you guys met in chiropractic school.
Yes.
How long into chiropractic school did you guys meet?
I was a little bit ahead of her in school.
Okay.
So it was your first year?
Yeah, it was my second trimester. So it was probably like 5 or 6 months into school.
Okay.
And I was about a year ahead of her.
Okay. So you same circles kind of thing. You guys tight-knit community up there and chiropractic. You're saying yes, and he's kind of like
a little bit. I mean, there's still, you know, differences when you're a year ahead of someone.
Sure.
And it just kind of worked out where we met because of that, mutual friends in school. But, you know, prior to me meeting her, I had, you know, there was at least a couple, you know, 4 months where we had no idea we existed, you know.
I love that. When did you two figure out that chiropractic was more than just a career, that it was calling for you guys?
That's a good question.
I'm full of them.
I think probably in the first year.
Oh wow. Okay.
When I started when it just opened up my brain, because I was raised by you know, obviously a farmer, and then my mom was a nurse. So I saw health from the perspective of, okay, there's a symptom. What do we need to treat that specific symptom? What medication can combat that in the body? How does that work? And I remember in that first year learning, why don't we just look at what do we give the body to supply it so it can heal itself? And just switching this entire mindset of medication for each symptom to the body is a self-healing thing. Why don't we just support it in that? And then for me, I didn't really have any issues when I started getting adjusted in school, but I would get sick at least twice a year. It would be at least for like 2-3 weeks at a time. Just the sniffles, nothing crazy.
Sure.
That stopped happening when I got adjusted. I wouldn't get sick for years. That I would go without like a cold, a sniffle, anything.
Wow.
So that was a big thing for me in that first year when it really just clicked.
What I like about what you're saying, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's you didn't really know anything about the field of chiropractic. You decided, like, this seems like a good thing to do. We're going to try it and go into it, apply, get in. Okay, we'll see what happens. And within a year, you're like, yep, this is where I need to be and this is what I need to do. So that from like, you look back at that, when you had that point a year before and you look back on the previous year where you were like, I have no idea what any of this is about, but now I'm here and this is what I was meant to do. Like, you ever look back on your old self and go, why didn't I figure this out earlier?
Oh, absolutely. I'm like, man, why didn't I go shadow a chiropractor and get adjusted and learn more about it when I had the opportunity?
Oh, that's great. Well, see, that's the thing, people. It's like you know, you don't really know what you're expected to do in life until you give it a shot.
Exactly.
I love that. So tell me a little bit about the vision behind creating Haven Chiropractic. You guys, this is your own clinic.
Yep.
First one?
Yes, sir.
You guys are working for another local chiropractor together or separate? Okay.
Yes.
So they're down 2 docs now that you left.
Oh yeah, but you know, I think that's okay. They're a thriving practice still. And yeah, it was kind of just, we were ready to branch out on our own, and she's been doing the animal chiropractic for a while now separately. So it was really awesome to be able to combine that and the human chiropractic in one space.
I love that. And you guys are now located in Farragut.
Yes. We love it.
Right on the corner of Campbell Station and Kingston Pike. The Rick Terry Jewelry lot.
Yes.
Yep. If you see the big ring, that's where we're at.
I drove by today and I saw the old sign being taken down. There was just an O left for the next part.
That was me. That's why my hand's covered in paint today. Is I was repainting all of that and
Freshening it up.
getting the new sign up. It's almost ready to be back up there.
So if you're driving by and you see a sign that looks like it should be there, that's where to go. Awesome. So what's it been like building a practice together? Husband and wife, you guys work together all the time, which is fantastic. And then you come home, and I'm sure work comes home with you guys, and you talk about plans and stuff at every chance you get.
Mhm.
What's that dynamic been like, building that together?
Yeah. Go
I
ahead.
love it. That was one of the things when we were working together at the last office. It was, to me, kind of life-giving when I got to see her. Which, as a chiropractor, I'm with patients and, taking a lot of their feelings, right? And
Mhm.
trying to lift them up, which is amazing because we want to make sure that they're as healthy as possible, but we have to be as healthy as possible too,
Sure.
right? So it was kind of uplifting when I got to see her. And so I knew that I wanted to take that into the future, into our future practice. Now for her, I think it might be slightly of a different story.
So it wasn't, I was gonna say, it wasn't like a thing like, hey, honey, I'm gonna branch off and start my own, and you're like, good luck.
No, nothing like that.
Okay, good.
Honestly, we really don't see each other much during our shifts,
Okay.
which I think it works out really well. I love being in the same place as him, getting to, if we've got something that we need to figure out in that moment, we can talk about it. We can bounce ideas off of each other when it comes to patient care,
Mhm.
because obviously 2 brains is better than 1.
Yeah.
But for the most part, we have very similar hours, but I'm only, working with him about 4 hours a week in the human side of the office.
Wow.
So I do see people as well,
Okay.
just not very much.
That's what I was going to get to. So that's great. My uncle is a chiropractor, and I remember when he first started, he was working in an office, and then when he branched out on his own, he was by himself. So you get that training working with somebody and
Mhm.
under somebody, and then when you're ready to go, you're on your own. But he was on his own. You guys are together, so you, like you said,
Mhm.
bouncing ideas off of each other, and hey, this is happening. What do you think about this? I love that because it really helps with patient care
Yes,
Yeah.
as well.
definitely.
Having 2 big brains, instead of one.
Yes, exactly.
Well, and every patient is completely different. So,
Absolutely.
it's hard if I'm not thinking of the exact thing. I've got her brain right there next to me to, pick that up or, down the hall basically.
I love
But
that.
yeah.
So tell me about Haven Chiropractic. The word Haven. What does that mean for you guys? What does that represent? Why the
Yes.
name?
Yes, so that is actually my hometown is Glen Haven, Wisconsin. So
A little shout out to Cheddar Country. Cheeseheads. All right.
Go cheese. Go
Yes.
Pat, go.
So
Okay.
when I was choosing a name for my practice, because that was originally my practice first, was Haven Animal Chiropractic. We went through so many names trying to figure out what fit,
Mhm.
what we liked, because obviously, I don't want to do my last name. So when it came down to it, I was like, okay, when I think of home, I think of a place that is very comforting. I'm always welcome. I feel safe with my people around me.
Love that.
So, even the word haven is essentially that exact same thing.
Hmm.
So I was like, I'm just going to take that into my practice. That way I've got a little bit of home with me at all times.
Yeah.
And then when it came down to the human practice, oh my gosh, we went through, again, so many names.
A lot of names. And every single one that I loved, she hated with a passion. So
As usual.
naturally, we kind of went with her idea. And really, the haven makes sense because we want our office to be a haven for your health. We want everybody to feel comfortable and really, again, uplift you to be as healthy as possible. So that's why it really makes sense to be a haven. And it also helps, a little bit with marketing, having both of them be haven. So if they look up one of us, they find the other one too.
I was going to ask you, and you don't have to answer. What's the one that you were really excited about and she shot down right away?
Ooh. Was there a specific one that I was really excited about?
You were just like, I can't wait to tell you. And you're just like,
I
Nope.
remember there being some manly name.
okay.
I envisioned, race car driver style logo or something like that. But as soon as I said it out loud to her, she immediately turned it down. So it wasn't really a big hype up, but There was something along those lines. Yeah.
Pit stop.
Yeah.
Chiropractic or something. Okay. One of the reasons I was really excited about having you guys on was chiropractic is something that a lot of people I think they understand, but they probably don't. A lot of people think chiropractic is about cracking joints, getting adjusted. If you're watching these viral TikTok videos where they're putting people in the headgear and pulling them and yanking them, and they're like twisting them like a pretzel and all that kind of fun stuff, and making the loud cracks and the pops and who's got the loudest one. But what's actually happening during an adjustment?
That's a loaded question, right?
Absolutely.
There.
So the neurology. I'm just kidding.
When it comes down to, the snap, crackle, pop, that's what everybody, thinks it really is. Really there doesn't have to even be a sound with the adjustment. So when it comes down to it, it's really just the movement of the bone. And, that there's no grinding, there's no noise associated with that. It just is making sure that those bones are really in those correct alignment, because it's really not about the bones themselves. It's about the nerves that are going from your brain all the way down your spine into every single part of your body, whether it's your organs, your muscles, really everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when it comes down to the neurology of it, it's making your body function at its best is what chiropractic does. And most people think it's about that back pain, but a lot of times it's making sure your range of motion is better, and you can bend over and pick up something, or tie your shoe, or play with your kids. Those are the things that really is what chiropractic is focused on. And it's all about the nerves and making sure they're functioning so your body can function. And so the cracking itself is actually air that gets in the joints when those bones aren't properly aligned. And so that's why you can move around and hear cracks. It's just the air releasing. It's not the bones moving themselves. And so we actually move those bones into the proper alignment so that your bones can actually move properly.
Fascinating. I'm going to have to come in because my back, as soon as I bend over, it's like a bubble wrap.
Yeah, that's not ideal.
I know. Yeah. Okay, there we go.
Do you have anything to add to that, Dr. Carey?
Yes. So this is all about helping your body to adapt.
Okay.
Because if we think about life, everything we go through on a daily basis is a stressor, whether that is physical, mental, emotional. It's impacting the body and the way that it moves and the way that it works. Because we all know the really, really stressed people, the mental stress, it ages you faster and you feel worse. Just like when you're driving on the interstate, someone starts pulling into your lane, nothing happens to you, but everything in your body tightens up. So mental stress can impact you just as much as those little physical things, whether that's sitting in a chair for 10 hours a day, being an athlete.
Sure.
All of those are going to be stressors. And the role of chiropractic is really just to help the body to adapt to that stress, overcome it, and heal through it.
I will say yes. Everything in the car when that happens, everything does tighten up except for my mouth. Like it's a little loose in the car.
And your hand honking, right?
Yeah, a little loose. So we're talking about, you mentioned the spine in the back a little bit. What role does the spine play in the nervous system and then just the overall health of a person?
So the spine is what is going to house, of course, that spinal cord, which is that main hub of all the nerves, because you've got a nerve going to every cell of the body, tell it what to do it, its usual function. So all of those nerves are going to go back to the main hub, which is that spinal cord, which then goes up to the brain and relays that information.
Okay.
So that is how, by assessing the spine and doing adjustments to the spine, we can impact organs, we can impact numbness, tingling, and extremities, because it all has to go back and go through that spine before it goes to the brain. And the brain, of course, controls everything.
Yeah, and some great examples is the extremities, right? So if you have a wrist problem, that actually a lot of times does stem from the neck itself, because the nerves coming from your lower neck are the ones going down through your shoulder all the way down into your wrist. And so we do adjust that all the time, and it's really about the function in your neck is making sure those nerves going to your wrist are working properly so that you can do this or you can grip. I see a lot of people that have weak grip strength,
Mm-hmm.
and we actually need to adjust their neck, not their wrist, because of
Wow.
it. Now, sometimes we need to adjust their wrist too,
Sure.
but it is all all stemming from that spine. So if you have toe problems, that's from your lower back usually. If you have lung and heart issues, there can be issues in your mid to upper back that cause that. So there's a whole
Wow.
lot that can really connect there.
Oof. I know for me, like I've been having problems in my elbow a little bit, but I had shoulder surgery years ago, and they're like, "Oh, it's your shoulder, not your elbow." And I'm like, "Oh man, I'm pretty sure my elbow is the thing that's hurting." Like, no, it starts up there because it's where everything's kind of connected and stuff. So it's interesting when you say that, where things are, it's not necessarily the point of origin is where the pain is.
And pain is usually the last thing to show up, is the biggest thing there. When you're feeling that pain, that's just, again, something that could be from a different area.
Yeah.
We see all the time where that happens of you might have gut pain from your upper back or different things like that.
Sure. Wow. And I know too, like if you Google like a reflexology chart, you look at the bottom of the foot and it's like, oh, this is for your lungs. This is the top of this toe is for this. I'm like, okay. So I asked my wife how many times. She's like, oh, my back hurts. Rub this part of my foot. Yeah. Okay. Works out well.
It does work.
So speaking of all that, what is some of the common issues people come in for?
I mean, most commonly, what everybody knows what chiropractic's for is for neck pain, back pain, headaches. Those are the most common things.
Numbness and tingling, sciatica.
Yep. We see a variety of different things though, including elbow is a big one, pain, knee pain,
Plantar fasciitis,
migraines, plantar fasciitis, sinus issues, allergies are a big thing that we work on a lot.
And then with like infants, kids, there's like ADHD, colic, difficulty sleeping, just so much there when it comes to function, because most kids aren't going to have neck pain or back pain, and yet you see a lot of people taking their kids to the chiropractor.
I've seen the infant stuff, and I'm always thinking like, like guys on there who are watching and listening, my naivete on this, but I'm like, it's a fresh body. Like, what's wrong with why does it need adjusting right away? But it does.
Yeah,
it's like the bones aren't that old.
That birth process.
I'll say, if you watch the birth,
it's not comfy for anyone.
There you go.
So it usually starts there.
Okay, gotcha. I wouldn't know about that. That's good. What are some warning signs that someone might benefit from chiropractic care? Like, what are some warning signs that they need to go, hey, maybe I need to try chiropractic?
Well, that's a loaded question as well, because my favorite time is when you don't have a sign and symptom.
Okay.
That's the best time to
I'm
go to
feeling
the
great. I need an
chiropractor,
adjustment.
right? If you're feeling great, that's the time to make sure you're actually functioning your best, so that when you're doing your thing, you don't have to get to the point where you need me, you know? Now, once you do need me, there's tons of different things. Again, I mean, pretty much everything we said, right, is, if you're having pain is an obvious one. But if you're starting to get sniffles, that chiropractic helps boost the immune system quite a bit. So you can actually decrease the amount of times that you're sick. Just as I'm using myself as an example, I've had asthma and allergies my whole life. And since I've been adjusted, it's decreased significantly in severity, as well as the amount of times I get those issues. And
even
so
a couple days ago, this guy could not breathe. He is doing far, far better with adjustments on a much more frequent basis when he's going through those flare-ups in the spring, which of course it's spring in Tennessee. So
now I got to ask, when he's having that situation, does he come to you?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I come on my knees crawling to her.
Just right here, just a little bit crack. Okay.
But exactly. That is him.
Now do you go to him?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't have as many issues as him, luckily, so I don't need it as frequently. But definitely with like our lifestyles, I used to adjust a bunch of horses, so I definitely needed it for that. Okay, but also, weightlifting, we like to be active, so it keeps us going. And then the more we've gotten adjusted over the years, like the more you can start to feel, not that things are necessarily like wrong and really painful, but something is just off. You become a lot more body aware.
Wow. Okay.
And you can even feel it in your gut sometimes, like when you're digesting some greasy food even, because chiropractic helps with digestion too. I'll eat a really greasy burger at a ball game or something, and go, wow, that rock that's sitting in your gut.
Mhm.
I get adjusted, and all of a sudden I pass it, and it feels way better, right? So there's a lot that goes on. I mean, even talking her history, she's had plantar fasciitis that we did adjustments on. She's had those ganglion cysts that everybody gets in their wrists, things like that. So when you're talking like, oh, what is common signs and symptoms to come see us? It's really, again,
You're alive.
if you're alive, right? If you've got a spine, if you breathe. But that's why we like to talk about going in before you need the adjustment.
Sure.
Because once you need it, it's like, okay, well, we could have prevented this a long time ago, which is why it's a cycle there.
Makes sense. Now, for someone like myself that spends a lot of time sitting at a desk all day, editing videos, sometimes hunched over, what does that kind of posture do to your body over time? What am I in for, and how soon can I get an appointment?
Well, you can get an appointment tomorrow. I think I have an availability for you. But the other thing with that is really making sure your posture is something you're working on.
Okay.
I know that nobody wants to work on things outside of work, right? But your health is something that you do have to work on. So making sure that you're occasionally standing up when you're doing your job, right? Occasionally doing some stretches, and we can do some stretches today. I'm okay with that.
Oh boy.
But one thing that a lot of people don't do is like raise their monitor, so you're not looking down.
Mm-hmm.
Tech neck is one thing that is actually crazy bad in the U.S. right now. Everybody sees that like forward, hunched posture, and you think, oh, that's that old lady who has had terrible posture her whole life. Well, at one point, she was a 20-year-old woman too with just bad posture. So it leads up to, over time, adding that. And so making sure you're stretching, making sure you're not hunching too much over the computer when you're working, things like that. We can give you tons of different stretches, techniques. I love this.
Okay.
Let's talk about this all day long. And I can give you different, making sure you're not rotating too far only in one direction when you're talking to people on these shows. Make sure occasionally you sit on the other side of the booth here.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah, my left side looks pretty good right now. On the right side, there we go. And I know you said you could talk about it all day long, and I would appreciate it if we did, but we are going to move into something that I am fascinated with. Before we get there, if you're enjoying tonight's conversation, make sure you're subscribed to the Prosperity Lounge on YouTube, all your favorite podcast platforms. And if you're looking to grow in your finances, business, overall wellness, and everything else in community, leadership, join our free community at theprosperitylounge.com. All right, Dr. Carey, part that I'm fascinated with.
Everyone's favorite part.
Animal chiropractic. Dr. Collins is here for eye candy.
Exactly.
I really wanted to talk to you.
Yep.
I'm just a
You're right there.
cheerleader.
For listeners that have never heard of this before, what exactly is animal chiropractic besides chiropractic for animals?
Yes, so it's the exact same principle of the body healing itself. Dogs, cats, all animals are just like us, that their bodies are going through stress every day. And they typically, can overcome it until it becomes too much stress for the body. And something happens and you start to see those same issues. So with dogs, obviously, and cats, it's going to look a little bit different than a human. So with adjustments for them, they are also very, very different from people. There's no bending, twisting, popping, anything with them. It's all super gentle. Most people have no idea I'm even doing an adjustment. They're like, oh, is that it?
Wow.
Until the animal starts doing better.
So I would assume that in chiropractic college, there's coursework and additional certifications for animal chiropractic to learn the anatomies?
Sort of.
Okay.
So in chiropractic school itself, no. There are let me see, about 5 or 6 programs in the US that are what it's called AVCA or IVCA certified schools. So American Veterinary Chiropractic Association. So you can actually do the schooling through there. The one I went to was in Texas. It was about 40 hours of online work. And then you can go down for like a long weekend, Thursday through Sunday, really intensive hands-on. And then you go back home for your next 40 hours.
Okay.
So it was about 3 weekends down there, 240 hours in total. I did that while I was in chiropractic school.
She's an overachiever.
Well,
Okay.
I wanted to graduate and be done with all of it for then. So then you go on from there to, if you want to get that certification with the AVCA, so that's a whole nother board exam. That's only once a year in the middle of nowhere, Oklahoma, for some unknown reason. So I went and got that because it depends on the state of what you need, what the laws are.
Interesting.
So yeah, Tennessee was very gray in that area, though a lot of states, chiropractors can't adjust an animal. Even with training,
Yeah.
you have to be a veterinarian.
Wow.
Luckily, Tennessee is not like that.
That's interesting.
So Tennessee actually just changed the laws last year that you have to be certified, you have to be trained to be able to adjust animals. Because before that, it was if you're a chiropractor, if you're a vet, you can do whatever you want. No training.
Now, in the animal adjustment world,
Yes.
is there a range of in those certifications? Are there like small pet certification, large animal certification, you do it all, or it's just
Nope.
one?
It
one
is.
size
It
fits
is
all?
all one. Essentially, we are taught dogs and horses, and then from there, cats are very, very similar to dogs. So we don't necessarily need any special teaching on them, other than obviously, use a
Might
towel,
get those claws on you.
cat gloves,
Yeah.
the things that you might need for a cat.
Sure.
And then cows are pretty similar to horses too. So you just kind of take the knowledge from there and apply it to the other species.
I believe you also did some hands-on training with other animals, though, right?
Yes. So I did some continuing education to adjust livestock. So everything from chickens, we did some rodeo bulls, we did alpacas, we did pigs, goats, sheep, a little bit of everything.
It is weird when you wake up to a goat buying in your yard because she's working on them. So there's some weird things that go on in the animal chiropractic world.
I was going to say chickens. Does it help it taste better? I don't know.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
actually.
so on the label it says this chicken's been adjuted.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be better.
Yummy.
Yep.
Okay.
Makes them grow faster, makes
Wow.
them taste better. They have less stress. It's amazing.
If Vance is in the other room laughing his face off over there, just enjoying himself with this one. This is amazing. So the obvious question, how does a pet owner tell that their animal might need an adjustment?
Yes. So most dogs, because I mostly see dogs,
Okay.
they typically come in limping is one of the biggest ones. Paralysis. That is a big one that I see.
Okay. So there's an obvious sign there.
Yes.
With the pests that you're seeing.
For the most
part.
For the most part. I have some that come in just for wellness. I just had one start this week that was in an accident with another dog a year ago, and they just want to make sure everything's all good.
Okay.
But yes, typically it's limping, paralysis, older dogs, a lot of them having that, slowing down, the shaking and weakness in the back legs. They're starting to like knuckle or walk on like the tops of their paws.
Okay.
Not be able to do the things that they love, climb the stairs, jump into the car. That's a big reason that I see animals.
She also sees like athletes as well and show dogs too.
Mm-hmm.
So there's also the other aspect of making sure they're performing better.
Those dogs that are at the dock dogs that we have
Yep.
in summertime, those jumping dogs and those
That
flying dogs.
Westminster Dog Show, I've seen a couple of those dogs as
Wow.
well. Yeah.
Impressive. Now, I got to ask, and maybe not an obvious question, but a question that I'm curious about. Do you guys work with vet clinics, or vet clinics sort of like, hey, we're going to treat it this way, as opposed to maybe going to see a chiropractor? Because I know if I go see a doctor and I have an ache in my back or thing, first thing I want to do is give me medication, shot, surgery, PT, and then maybe something else down the line before I go see a chiropractor. No offense. So I'm wondering if the same thing's happening in the animal world, where it's like, my dog is limping. You go to the vet first, and and they want shots, this, that, and it's
Yes.
expensive
Yep.
before they come see you.
Yes, that is where I meet a lot of families. Because a lot of times, unfortunately, veterinarians, they can't know everything.
Sure.
They don't even learn in school. I think still that chiropractic is a great option, that it's safe. So for the most part, they just don't know that it exists. That, and they are the primary, care for animals. Like with humans, you've got all these specialties.
Yeah.
With animals, there is one vet, and they
True.
get all the crap.
That is true.
So yes, I tend to meet a lot of families who have been through it. They've, especially for like paralyzed dogs, a lot of times the only option I guess they're given two options: put the dog down, medication, rest, potential for MRI and surgery, and that's it. And most people, you can't afford $15,000 surgery. So that's where they just search everywhere, and they end up finding me. So yeah, there's a lot of like medication, rest doesn't work. What else is there?
She'd love to talk to more vets about that, though, because she does collaborate really well with vets as well.
Yeah, I've got a few that send me patients all the time, but
it seems like it'd be a great synergy between the two. One, it takes the stress off of the vet clinic for just seeing, things that are easily treated.
Yes.
But also giving the owners and giving the pets some relief when maybe they're going through some stuff, that's hard for them to go through. Like maybe there's, like you said, there's options like, hey, quality of life is going to be improved for at least whatever amount of time your pet has left.
Yeah.
In some of those situations. And maybe they'll walk better again. Maybe they will be back out there. I love that. I love that. Now, do animals, and I assume they do animals respond differently than people for care?
Yes. A lot of times they respond far faster.
Okay.
Most paralyzed dogs I see are walking again within about 2 months or less.
Wow.
So, if you have a paralyzed person, usually it's not, not as quick. There's a lot going on there.
Okay.
Well, and with most people, they're tensing up a lot of the times when you're getting adjusted.
Sure.
Versus she doesn't seem to have that experience with the animals as much.
Well, that, and people get up off the table and they're like, okay, am I fixed? Do I feel better? I don't know. Is it different? And it's just that overthinking, that mental component. And then everyone goes home and continues their life the same way of sitting there for 10 hours a day. An animal is going to move. People don't move as much, which is a huge part of it.
And just what, stress you have too in your life, right? Sure. Animals don't go home and think about their taxes, right? So right. There's a little bit of things there as well.
Have you seen, I've seen some of the videos where the dog is getting adjusted or something, and the face they make when they realize like the relief is there, and they get that like, whoa, what was that?
Yeah.
You have that experience in your office? Okay.
People always notice, they're like, whoa, look at their eyes. Like their eyes change. They just like relax.
What was that? Can I have that again, please?
Yeah. It's really fun to watch.
So funny. Like our dogs will literally back up into her when they know they need an adjustment. So it is
trained.
They love it.
So the dog's back up into you. He backs up into you. Everybody's trained.
Everyone.
Give me a story, something that really stands out where you saw a major improvement in an animal. What's the one thing? Oh, I know where you're going. Okay.
That was my very first paralyzed dog I saw, which this was back when I think I had been open for like less than a year.
Okay.
And this woman brought me her dog, and he could only lift his neck. He was 100% front and back end, both paralyzed. And we went through and did everything, and I got some specific x-rays of his neck, in which I actually saw a misalignment on there, because of course vets are going to look at for something differently on x-ray than I will.
Sure.
So I did a couple of those specific adjustments on his neck, and she sent me a video that night that he was up and walking.
Oh, that's
awesome. Oh my gosh, just seeing him, go through life. He runs. He's a normal dog now. I've been continuing to take care of him for the past, 4 years.
That's amazing. Got a couple questions in the chat for you here.
Yeah.
Do you use muzzles on dogs while working on them?
For the most part, no. Most dogs, it seems like they understand that, I'm not going to, poke them with a needle, check their temperature, anything crazy. They seem more relaxed when they come into my office, a lot of people say, than when they go into the vet office. So for the most part, no. I have had a couple, that are very fearful. They're very protective of their bodies, that they don't like being touched. So some of those, yes, I will need to muzzle. Some of the protection dogs, I don't entirely trust. So they get muzzled a lot of times. It really just depends on the dog. But then usually after a few visits, that muzzle comes off. They're in less pain, they're less reactive, and they're feeling great.
And they also associate your place with relief
Yes.
and fun, as opposed to the poking and prodding.
Not as much the Chihuahuas, but I
don't even know if I should ask this, Vance. Do snakes need chiropractors? Have you ever worked on a snake?
I have not worked on a snake.
Okay.
I think it would be interesting. They may be able to benefit, maybe, probably.
Throwing up his hands and they're like, okay.
They've got a skull for sure, so I can see how it would benefit.
Okay. And then one other question here, and this is, I'll ask it anyway. Do y'all take pet insurance?
So I don't necessarily take it. Usually what I do is I send the owner an itemized receipt. And then they just submit that to their insurance, and most people so far have been reimbursed.
Oh, wow. Okay. So there's some coverage in there.
Amazed.
Wow. Question from myself now. Do you guys offer family packages where it's a human and pet get treated at the same time? Or
we do not, because they are two separate businesses, so payments are 100% separate.
Okay.
But we do have some people come in that they schedule their dog around the same time as them. So their dog comes in, gets adjusted, and then they head over to the table and get adjusted by him.
Yeah, it happened yesterday where we had one of their patients with their dog on the table. She was on the table. Her dog was just sitting right next to her, being a very good dog while I was adjusting. So it was really, really cool.
Sweet. I love that. So you guys offer several services other than chiropractic at the clinic. We were talking about this. What are some of the other services available at Haven Chiropractic and Wellness?
Well, we have quite a few. So obviously human and animal chiropractic. We also have sauna with red light therapy.
Okay.
We have a PEMF therapy, and we actually also have another business in our office, which is Chronically Healthy. And they are a functional medicine practice. So a bunch of really awesome holistic wellness things to help you be as healthy as possible.
All right. You're going to have to explain to me what red light therapy and what PEMF therapy is.
Well,
yes.
Okay, we can do that.
Okay.
So sounds like you know what a sauna is. So
yeah, and I've seen the red light
thing.
stuff at the gym or something. Might have something. I've never heard of the PEMF.
Gotcha. Well, we'll start with the sauna and the red light. Okay.
Yeah.
So those are actually combined into one in our office. So you sit in the sauna, you get the heat. There's a ton of different benefits with that. The red light therapy also is in there to do the same thing. And so it's just like when you're seeing the sunrise and the sunset, you see that red light, correct?
Okay.
And so we actually need that in our lives to actually benefit our circadian rhythm is really one of the big things, but a whole lot of different things in our health as well. You see with like computer and TV screens, we'll get like the blue light. You can get the blue light glasses to help your eyes, right?
Yeah.
Well, red light's a different spectrum there to actually help our body in general. Skin is one of the things that really have a lot of benefits. Trying to think like wrinkles, things like that.
Okay.
Yes. So red light is going to go in and make the mitochondria, which is the powerhouse of the cell, the thing that actually creates energy. It's going to make that do that better. So that gives your body more energy. Energy, that little molecule of energy that it creates is what powers everything in the body. So that is where you can feel more energy. Your skin can heal better. Your body can heal faster with that red light.
So it's not just, healing, it's actually pain relief too, because it can do a whole lot. It brings blood flow to that area. So if you've got a wound, it brings blood flow to that area, which is what actually heals the area. So there's a whole lot that it can do. And same thing with the sauna is it's making sure it's increasing your temperature, making you sweat, obviously.
Detoxing a lot
that
faster.
detox is a whole lot of different things in that area as well.
Interesting.
So it's really good for overall holistic health. Yeah.
So it kind of reminds me of Superman, where he drinks up the rays, the red sun.
Yes,
He
exactly
gets strong.
like that.
Exactly.
He gets his, okay. So if I go in this red light therapy, I'm just going to come out like rip
Oh,
my
yeah.
shirt off and have the
Just
big
ripped.
ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Love
We'll
that.
paint the abs on. Don't worry.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You paint the abs, the six pack over the keg. I got it. You don't have to say it. Now tell me a little bit about PEMF.
PEMF. So that is pulse electromagnetic fields. Said that right.
Are those things you put on and they like shake your muscles?
No.
No, that is
Okay.
a lot e-stim. We
That's
do
what it
have that
is.
in the office as well. We don't use that quite as often, but
Okay.
that is something that we can do as well. But pulse electromagnetic fields is it's actually a mat that you lay on.
Okay.
And typically you don't feel a whole lot during it, but it does a lot of similar things to the red light therapy in a different spectrum here, okay? So I am blanking completely. Go ahead, because I am.
He like looked at you like take over.
I was like, okay. go
Yeah,
ahead.
so this is more of emitting a frequency, which, those have waves. You think about radio waves, you think about microwave waves. Those are going to be, kind of like an erratic frequency that they're not natural to, our bodies and to nature. That's why, a lot of people talk about living near like cell phone towers and how they feel a little bit off from that,
Sure.
those waves. So these are functioning in, like kind of in sequence with our bodies, that these are low level natural waves that our bodies will recognize, which helps to, decrease or decrease the tone of smooth muscle.
Yes.
So relaxes all the smooth muscle, and that is what lines our digestive tract, our circulation. So it really, really helps to increase blood flow. It really helps with recovery. Like I know we did, when we were introduced to it, we did like a push-up test. So as many push-ups as you can. And then we laid on that mat for 8 minutes. You don't feel anything. You're just laying there. And then you do as many push-ups as you can after.
So I did 25 before and I did 45 after, which let me tell you, 45 is a lot of push-ups for me.
Yeah. Wow.
It was awesome.
So yeah, we saw some immediate results there. I did it once right before I went for acupuncture, and I definitely was like bleeding from the acupuncture holes, which usually you don't do. But I could tell, yeah, it definitely increased my circulation and blood flow.
And it's great for a lot of different things, not even just that. I actually use it occasionally here for my allergies as well, because again, it's increasing blood flow to the areas like my sinuses. To help clear them out, do a whole bunch of different things like that. So, especially this time of year in East Tennessee.
Yeah. Well, especially when it's like the third spring or whatever they call
Exactly.
it. Tell me a little bit more about the functional medicine practice. How does that complement chiropractic care?
Yeah, they're fantastic. Again, it's chronically healthy. Please look them up. They are amazing. Dylan and Erica. And so it really complements chiropractic perfectly, which is why we have them in our office here. Basically, they look at your blood work. They look at actually sometimes your stool samples and things like that and find out what you're deficient in and kind of really find the cause of everything that's going on with you so that you can find a plan to improve that. And they actually work you through, they coach you step by step how to do that and really everything. So we're actually currently doing their program, which is awesome. And it's a big thing, but when you actually find that step where you want to be healthier, it's one of those things that you have to go all in on it, right? And so that's what they do. They go all in on your health.
Wow.
And a lot of what they see is like hypertension. I know they talk about, within a month, they see people's blood pressure going down just from changing their diet. They reverse type 2 diabetes, help people lose weight when they have tried everything else. And it's because, most of us, we may look healthy, but I think they said 97% of Americans are metabolically unhealthy.
Wow.
Even the ones that look healthy. That's why we're doing the program is, we know that we are, in pretty good health. We eat well, we do everything. And yet, we still may see some issues here and there that we're like, okay, what else can we do? What are we missing? And there's always something that you can do, especially when it comes to the gut, which of course, food is going to impact our gut. Most of our immune system is coming from our gut. And that also impacts the brain. It impacts, like anxiety and depression. Most of that comes from the gut.
Absolutely. So what are some things today that somebody can do? Maybe one or two things if they really have to start today. Today's not over yet, so you start today to really start taking care of their bodies long term,
Moving more.
Yeah.
moving more.
Yes.
Going on more walks, especially like right after a meal, is a huge one. I also love stretching. I'm a huge component of that.
Okay.
Everybody sits so often. Standing up and stretching for 5 minutes can do so many things for your health.
So just a normal stretch. We're not talking foam rollers and
Nope.
really getting into my quads and
The things that you learned in high school or whenever gym class you did,
Okay.
those stretches work.
Okay.
That's why they teach you them, right?
Yeah.
If you stand up and do a few of those, it's going to help you a lot.
Got it. Okay.
And drink more water.
Drink more water. So water, move around and stretch.
And eat enough. A
Eat
lot
enough.
of people, especially women, undereat and then wonder why they feel like crap. And actually, undereating will make you gain weight. So, yes, making sure you're
Interesting.
eating enough and eating enough protein, not carbs, protein,
Protein.
real food.
Okay. Now, how about for animals? Is there something that pet owners can do today to make sure that they're, taking care of their pets long term? I know a lot of
Yes.
times it's food,
Yes. Stop overfeeding them.
quality
That's-
of food, I would imagine
Yes,
too.
yes, always quality of food. I'm always looking into that because, I've never seen so many fat dogs in my life.
It's the first 4 ingredients are the ones that usually have the most
Yes.
in the pet food.
Mhm.
So if you see things like water
Uh-huh.
and bone and this and that, stay
Mhm.
away from that stuff.
Yeah, so whenever I'm looking at a pet food label, I do the same as I do for us. What is the first 4 ingredients?
Mhm.
Can I pronounce them?
Right.
Are they carbs? If they're carbs, are they organic?
Yeah.
Because if they're not, then they've definitely been sprayed with a lot of chemicals, which causes inflammation. I'm looking to see if I know what the ingredients are. I always want to see meat as those first few ingredients. Less carbs. Dogs don't necessarily need carbs the same way we do, and yet that's what most of their food is.
Yeah. You'll say things like it's like water, dehydrated corn, something, bone meal, something else. And you're like, oh, it's got meat.
Yeah.
It's not.
Not quite.
Bone is not meat.
So yes,
So-
making sure that your pet
Yeah.
is moving, eating better food. So reading ingredient labels, trimming their nails. Most people have no idea that dogs' nails should not touch the ground when they're standing. You shouldn't hear clicking when they're walking because that causes so many chronic spinal issues. Because it's almost like us wearing bad footwear.
Mm.
That's a thing that a lot of even doctors look at. If your back hurts, they're like, oh, well, let's change your footwear.
Sure.
And yet, do we think about that for our dogs?
No.
We need to make sure that those are not touching the floor, because I see that lead to a lot of even like CCL tears, that ACL in dogs.
Mm-hmm.
That can lead to instability from the nail length and abnormal movement all the way up into the spine, leading to CCL tears, abnormal movement through the spine. So that tenderness, that inability to jump can actually come from the nails.
Wow. Whew, I've learned a lot today, guys. I'll tell you that much. So I have a couple audience questions, and then I have a rapid fire round, and we're going to wrap up in a few minutes. Let's give you one or two of the audience questions here. Jennifer from Knoxville asked, is chiropractic something you should only do when you're in pain, or can it be preventative? We talked about this, Jennifer.
Definitely preventative. And actually, we, again, prefer it to be preventative. Now, we love those people that are in pain. We want to make sure that you're feeling great. So if you're in pain, we can help that as well. But preventative is ideal so we can prevent the pain. We want to make sure that you're feeling good. And when those things do crop up, they're going to be less severe. And it's usually going to happen a lot less often as well.
And then Sarah from Farragut asked, my dog is getting older and slowing down. How do I know if chiropractic care might help?
Try it.
Try
Try a couple of adjustments and just see what changes you see. I mean, what do you have to lose?
Give it a try.
And why are they slowing down?
Yeah. Age is just a number. Arthritis is not an inherently painful thing. And it doesn't just happen with age. It happens from lack of movement.
My grandfather used to say, age is a matter of mind. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter.
Yes.
Amen to that.
I love that. Rapid fire round time, guys.
Okay.
So usually on Mondays and Wednesdays on the show, everybody gets the same 10 questions. On Friday, you get a specific set of questions for you. 10 questions. First thing that comes to your head. You can answer separately if you want.
Okay.
Just don't be influenced by the other. You said water, but I'm going to First question is coffee or tea?
Tea.
Coffee, iced coffee,
Ooh,
all year.
okay. I love iced coffee. Early bird or night owl?
Night for sure.
Early bird.
Oh, I can't. I don't know why okay. Yeah, night.
Most common issue patients come in with?
Low back pain.
Getting old.
Most surprising animal you've treated? Well, this is obviously for her.
Bucking bull.
Okay.
Humans.
Yeah. One habit people should do daily for their spine.
Only one?
Get adjusted.
Get adjusted.
Maybe not daily.
Daily?
But
Roll your shoulders back.
Okay. Stretching or strengthening?
strengthening.
Both, but strengthening.
Okay. Something people do that hurts their posture.
Scroll on their phone.
Interesting. All right, all you TikTok people out there. Favorite thing about running your own clinic?
The freedom. Maybe not right now, but
I really
the
enjoy
near
having our
future.
dogs in the office too.
Okay. Favorite thing about working together?
I just get lit up by her smile. So
yeah, we'll go with that.
Okay. You also get lit up by your smile as well?
yeah, for
Yes,
sure, her
yes,
smile.
So she's always looking in the mirror at herself. smiling?
Oh yeah, I just hold one with me.
Just being in the same space and just getting to, joke around and have fun at work with someone that you love.
I love that. And finally, what is your personal definition of prosperity?
I guess thriving in all parts of life, so mentally, physically, emotionally.
And being able to not have to worry about your health because you've been working at it, so you can do those fun things and thrive while doing everything, whether it's work, whether it's fun, whether it's holding up your grandkids.
I love that. Thank you guys so much for being here. Appreciate
you.
you both. Health is something many of us take for granted until it's gone. But sometimes improving our health isn't about complicated treatments or medications. Sometimes it starts with something simple: alignment, movement, and giving the body the support it needs to function the way it was designed. Dr. Colin, Dr. Carrie Higgy, thank you so much for joining us here tonight and pulling up a chair. If you missed any part of tonight's show, you can catch the replay on our YouTube channel or listen to it on any of your favorite podcast platforms like Apple, Spotify, iHeart, Pandora, Pocket Cast. Just search the Prosperity Lounge and you'll find it anywhere online. Well, as I say, until next time, everybody, stay faithful, stay fearless, and remember, freedom lives where faith and action meet. The lounge is always open, and so is your next breakthrough. This is the Prosperity Lounge.
Like and subscribe.
We're off the radio, but we're still here on the YouTube. Thank you guys so much for being here.
This is awesome.
Yeah. This was a lot of fun.
I appreciate that. Try to make it as fun as possible. You guys did great, by the way. A lot of good comments and commentary. And so if you guys have any questions for the docs, best place to get in touch with you guys if they want to reach out, besides Facebook, website, email?
Probably email or just giving us a call. Yeah, those are probably the best two ways. Do we need the microphone?
No, you don't need the microphone. Right? We're just using the mics.
Yeah, those are probably the best two ways. So 865-675-2663.
Okay.
Or the email is info@havenchiropracticandwellness.com.
I realized I didn't mention that on the radio, but
That's all
people
right.
will find it, and I'll make sure in the show notes on here and it's shared out.
Yeah.
You guys have it. So thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. We're going to sign off here. Thank you again, and we'll see you guys on Monday. Now, next week, we're going to do our live show, premiere and after show on Monday. Actually, no, we're not doing it on Monday. Sorry, Monday. This next week's a weird week. We're not doing it on Monday. We'll be posting a video, but no after show. Wednesday, there's going to be no show. And then Friday, we're back here on the radio with the owner of Knick Knacks Ice Cream. So we talk from chiropractic to ice cream. I am happy. Happy. I'm going to eat that ice cream while getting adjusted. Is that allowed? Can I eat ice cream while getting adjusted? Or
We can make it work.
Will that affect my gut, and then I have to like?
Well, we can talk about making that work for sure.
I love that. So we're gonna do that next week, but we may be throwing up some episodes of shows I've been on. Like I've been interviewed a bunch recently on other podcasts, and I'm going to share those episodes with you as well. So stay tuned for that. Just, the easiest thing, without me explaining everything, is just subscribe. Click on the bell. You get notified whenever our videos drop. And as always, 9 a.m. Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. We have our Daily Dose of Prosperity episodes that are there. And have a great, wonderful weekend. And I'll see you all next week.
This is where momentum